Greetings, everyone who's coming on early. I'm setting up so I can do the live Wednesday afternoon Breath Master, Breath of Fire, breathe, breath circle, breath of fire circle. Greetings, everyone who's coming on early. I'm setting up. Greetings, everyone. For those of you who are coming in early, we are getting ready to do the Breath Master Wednesday, Breath of Fire circle. So welcome to all of you who are early, and welcome to all those who are going to be watching this later on. Cool. 3 people so far. Okay. All right. Y'all know I'm not going to be responding once this thing kicks off, right? So anyway, thank you all for coming early. This is part of a process of life, and I'm here to usher in a new way. One of the main things about the breath is integration. So I'm going to be talking about the integration of the breath of fire into your day-to-day process. There's a rites process that I was involved in and still am. And one of the mantras there is don't fit rights into your life, fit your life into rights. So I'm going to say, instead of fitting or taking time out for your breath work, you don't need to take time out. You need to put time in, but you also need to wrap your life around your breath work because you're breathing all the time. So that'll be part of my discussion, but mainly I'm going to be demonstrating and giving tips on how to master the breath. So if you're on early, this is your time to go ahead and share with others so that we can all get it in. Okay, we got 1 minute to go. So share with others so that others can benefit from this process so that they can get this good information that I'm about to share with you guys. Yes, donate to the cause. Thank you for that. It says shots, breath, brush, excuse me. Wow, that's enough already. All right, it's time to go live. So thank you all for joining today's session, Breath of Fire Circle. So the reason why we're doing this is because people need better opportunities to really master the breathing process. And part of this process overall, I'll be sharing insights, in-depth knowledge from years of practice that simplify your breath practice and simplify your various aspects of life because you know the basic aspect of life is the breath. Everything is predicated on how you breathe, literally. So the depth of the breath determines whether or not you're going to be relaxed, whether or not you're going to be tense, whether or not you're going to be stressed, whether or not you're going to have high blood pressure and a number of other issues that are compounded over time. So I do a certification online. So this is part of that process. The information you're going to be getting here is woven into that, and it's a really rich process. Those of you who have already gone through portions or entirely, already know. And for those of you who want to get more knowledge about that, go to my website, www.breathmastera.com, and click on the Breathmaster certification, and you will get more information about that. So, how do we really acclimate to the breath of fire? What is the breath of fire, first of all? The breath of fire is a rapid paced breath that brings energy into this area. This area is known as the Dantian or furnace in Asian culture. The reason why it's known as that because there's heat here, and that heat actually processes food. You can say this is where our food is cooked. You know, you eat an apple and what have you, you swallow it, and it might be room temperature, it might even be cold, fresh out of the fridge. Shouldn't do that. And when you swallow that, it goes down and it gets into the digestive system, and your body heat, your body temperature actually raises the temperature of what it is that you've consumed to its temperature and begins to process it. So that fire, that furnace, that heat, that cooking is going to aid the digestion of what it is that you put in your body. And you really want to enliven that. A lot of people don't really have a lot of energy in their abdomen. They have a lot of stuff in their abdomen. They don't have a lot of energy. This is a way to bring more energy into this space. The breath of fire can be used in several ways. It can be used to tighten the abdominal muscles, increase digestion, end constipation, and on an even more dynamic level, it can shift the way you feel emotionally and in your spirit in a given moment. You can change the way you feel by changing the way you breathe. This is a technique that will be intimately beneficial to you, especially if you are coming out of a very stressful situation. If you don't have the ease of tension in your body and you want to get to that, but you can't just jump into that, you need to burn off some of that energy. The breath of fire will help you burn off that excess energy. On the flip side, if you're going into a situation and you're feeling lethargic and you're feeling, kind of weak and low, and you need energy in order to really engage in whatever process you may be going to. You may be going into a meeting, that requires all of your attention, but it's like right after lunch, and you kind of like, oh man, I hope I don't go to sleep. Hope I don't have the itis. What you can do is the breath of fire, and you can bring that energy up. So if you're not familiar with the breath of fire, and a lot of people, it takes time to adjust to this rapid paced breath because it engages the abdominal muscles. So I'm going to show you how to really activate the abdominal muscles if you don't know how to do this, and that way you can develop over time and go and flow into this technique. And the simple way is to use a sound. We need various muscles in our body to make certain sounds. In order to make the abdominal muscles move, we use the sound of the letter H. H, H. Notice my abdominals. H, H. So the last syllable of that H, H, I'm just going to do that last syllable. Ch, 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 ch. Now that's activating my abdominal muscles. Now the pace of the breath of fire is more so like, excuse me. Can't do that automatically. Check this out. You can use that letter H, say H, 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 or ch, 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 ch. Same effect. You're bringing heat and energy in here because when you're doing the breath of fire, you're typically exhaling through your nostrils. When you do ch, you're exhaling through your mouth, but you're doing it at a pace that will allow for the activity here. That's going to give strength and tonality to the abdominals. And also it's going to help process and digest food in a more dynamic way. So if you want to practice with me now, just say the letter H, 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 H. Notice if you extend that, it just continues to tighten. That's another aspect of the breath master technique, which I'll be doing down the road, sharing with you guys. So H, now we're going to do it quickly. H, no, excuse me, we're going to do the ch part of the H, the last syllable of the letter H. Ch, 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 Now, when I'm teaching the little children, and invariably there's a child in each of us, they recognize that as the sound of a certain vehicle, and they label it the choo-choo train, which I love. I like that, the fun of, childhood, and, that train starts picking up pace, leaving the station, chugging down the track. Slowing down, coming to the station. Now, I mentioned earlier about exhausting excessive energy. So if you're coming out of a stressful situation and you want to exhaust some of that energy, you can do the breath of fire. And if you are not 100% or even 50% or whatever percent confident with your ability to do the breath of fire, you can go right into that choo-choo train breath. And even if you're doing the breath of fire, it's good to end with that, because after you've exhausted that energy, you want to also, and if you've used it to increase your energy, you want to mellow that out. You want to smooth that out. So you want to go. Notice how it feels softer in your body. You feel lighter. You feel like, you're energized, but you're not hyped. This breath will also increase your breathing capacity. Breathing practices in general increase your breathing capacity. Now, the breath of fire is a rapid paced breath that really ignites energy, and it's good for for activating the fight or flight aspects. That's because it's a shallow breath. Shallow breathing is up here. Diaphragms, like right here, up in here, upper chest breathing is fight or flight. It gets you the adrenaline pumping. It increases those stress hormones for fight or flight. Okay, and you want to bring those hormones down so that you're not in that mode constantly, because that will, if you constantly do a shallow breathing, you're constantly in fight or flight mode, you're going to be stressed continuously. You're going to have high blood pressure. You're going to exacerbate whatever health issue you may have. And we know stress is an accelerant for cancer and a whole lot of other issues. So you want to learn to de-stress. You want to learn to be able to maintain your energetic integrity and your health and well-being, your vibrancy, and end depression and all of the anxiety, all of those things that come with heightened levels of stress. So you want to calm that energy. And down here below the diaphragm is the rest and relaxation portion of the lungs. And that's why we do the breath of fire, breath master technique. And that's also why we exhaust that energy at the end of the breath of fire. Again, this is one of the simple techniques that I share during my online certification. Go to my website, www.breathmastera.com, and click on that area talking about the breath master certification. I will teach you how to become a master of your breath so you can master this process called life. Okay, now the other principle that I like to share with you is integration. A lot of folks who take yoga, they will do yoga and yoga class, but then they don't do yoga outside of yoga class. You go to class, you learn practices, so you go home and practice. I'm going to show you how to integrate the breath of fire into your day-to-day seamlessly. Say you're washing your hands. And if you're doing this movement, it's easier to do the breath through your nostrils, and you don't have to really do the So simply washing your hands, you can learn how to master the breath of fire or the fire breath, whichever way you want to term it. So wash my hands. Lather up, rinse my hands, shake the water off gently in the sink. I don't want to wet up the mirror. Don't want to get in trouble with the wife. Now, I'll back away from the mirror. This is going to open the wrist joints and allow for fluidity. I'm using my wrists, my elbows, my shoulders. Reverse. Now I'm going to run some track, y'all. Little pec workout. Now I'm going to expand the breath, really work the pecs, and open the chest, open the shoulders. All right, one across, exhaling, come in here, inhale. How much time we got here? Excuse me while I check the time. Okay, we got like 3 more minutes. So we'll be doing this every Wednesday, guys. Man, I am energized, but I'm nice and mellow. This is so freaking awesome, y'all. Excuse me, I got to take a pause for the enjoyment. Life is so wonderful. It is easy when you master the breath. I am the breath master. I will teach you how to master life. If you have yet to do so, go to my YouTube channel, Breath Master Aaron Motley, on YouTube. I will be disseminating this information. This recording will go up on YouTube. It will be featured on my Facebook page as well. Same, Breath Master Aaron Motley, the Breath and Master, one word on there, because that's my title and that's how I had to do it. But the B and the M are capitalized, Aaron Motley. On YouTube, it's each word separate, Breath Master Aaron Motley. You already got me here at Breath Master A. Same thing on Twitter. So I hope you've enjoyed this lesson. I look forward to sharing with you in the future. Every Wednesday, barring any unforeseen circumstance, I will be live with you sharing more tips on the breath in this fire circle. Gather around the fire. Feel the energy, feel the radiance, feel the glow, feel the life. I really have enjoyed this time with you guys, and I look forward to sharing with you in the future. If you can, donate, and I would appreciate it. It's going to help. My Cash App is the $Breath Master, all one word, capital B, capital M. Also, again, follow me on Facebook, but even more so, subscribe on YouTube and hit the notification bell. Get as many of your friends and family to do so as well. The information that I'm going to share over there are going to save millions of lives, including yours, your family members, and even some of your enemies. It will change your enemies into your friends, because when you share the quality of life with somebody, they can't help but love you. I mean, everybody that shared with me something that's intimate, that has really uplifted my life, I am endeared by them. So share it with your enemies. If you don't want them to carry around that energy anymore, they don't want to. They may not know any better. They may need to learn to breathe. So all you got to do is share a link with them. You know, you don't have to even say anything. Put it in their inbox, DM them, have somebody else do it. So share, and start watch parties. This will be loaded up on my Facebook, so you can do a watch party. Same thing with Instagram. call some other folks and just sit down and just watch and learn and practice. Practice, practice, practice. The operative word for everything is practice. Don't fit your practice into your life, fit your life into your practice. The breath is constant, so your practice can be constant as life. One more quick point. The reason why I'm pushing you toward YouTube, aside from the fact that I'm going to be giving up a plethora of information, full disclosure, I need 1,000 subscribers. So do me a favor, help me out, help me help you, and it won't cost you a dime. Because when I get to 1,000 subscribers, I began to get monetized on YouTube. You know, we all need the cash flow. We need the currency. So we need to flow. So flow on over to YouTube right now and subscribe and hit the notification bell. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you. And this will end this session. Peace and blessings.